The Sprawl, news about the war. On the front lines, our homegrown heroes are holding toe-to-toe against the pungent Petradians. But back in the barracks, folks from home and away are signing up to do their part. You might even find the odd Petradian joining our ranks to fight against their own. Go get 'em, soldier. And get 'em once for me. Talk to your local Godshed operator about how you can join the Sprawl Army today. Join the Sprawl Army today!
Any questions?
Did you see my dad? He was there. He looked okay.
No, I meant questions about the new drafting procedure. It was in the weekly update video.
You mean the propaganda video?
You know what propaganda is?
I didn't until I watched that video.
Listen, people are going to come up asking about joining the army. It's your job to decide if they're a good fit, especially considering who else is coming to enlist that day.
I thought my job was to decide who to let pass the gate.
That's also your job. This is wartime. You have to do two things now.
I wish my dad was here. He'd show me how to get out of doing two things.
Up until now, we've tolerated a 2-star average with you, Guardsman. Not anymore. We are dancing on a knife's edge here, so now you have to maintain a 2.5-star average, or it's game over. Oh, and if you don't draft the right people, we could lose the war. Also game over.
Wait, figuratively or literally?
Both.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna go.
You're just gonna leave after dropping something that heavy on me?
Fine, I'll stay. We can tutorial some more.
Actually, I'm starting to see the appeal of your first plan.
I thought you might. Goodbye, Lil.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is this the place where a fella could sign up to join that war that's going on?
It is. Why? Do you know someone who's looking to sign up?
Sure do, ma'am. His name is Elmer John, and you're looking at him. I'm talking about me, ma'am.
Yeah, I got that. Now, what's a guy like you doing wanting to fight in a war like this?
I fight for one thing and one thing only. My one and only love, Glory Ann.
That's very heroic, I guess. This Glory Ann, is she your sweetheart?
She sure is.
And does Glory Ann feel the same way about you?
She sure does. At least, I thought she did.
Dish the details, Elmer. What happened?
Well, you see, ma'am, how it is like... It's like this, you see. It all happened this way, it was.
Elmer, faster with the dishing.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It's just all too painful to talk about. We were engaged to be married, and I caught her in the arms of another man, my neighbor Bosco.
Doesn't sound like much of an engagement then, does it?
She took my ring and promised to be my wife. Then she broke that promise the very next day.
So you're heartbroken and running away to war?
Exactly.
Do you really think running off to war with a broken heart is the right thing to do? Have you tried talking to her about it?
No way, no how, no ma'am. The minute I saw them together, I jumped to the first conclusion in my head and left town to do the first thing I thought of doing. Now, are you going to let me join up or what?
I don't think you've fully thought this through, Elmer.
Who has time for thinking when there's running away from your problems to be doing?
You're being sent to the front lines, soldier.
There's no turning back now, Elmer. Oh, Glory Ann, who I caught in the arms of another man. Maybe joining up will make you love me enough so we can spend our lives together. Then I won't have to run off and join the army.
There's a shred of logic in that.
Ah, it's you again. I remember you, the miserable wretch who saw to me the last time I came to this repulsive, simmering carbuncle of a city.
I remember you too. You're that unpleasant, obnoxious Ebenezer Scrooge knockoff.
Yes, we have met. It is my intention to go straight to the bank of the sprawl and have my substantial moneys removed from this sinking barge of a city before the banks are overrun, or worse, sacked. Mr. Dunn just needs to hear my confirmation number, and I will have my fortune sheltered in a more rich people-friendly nation.
You really think the people of the Sprawl are dumb enough to sink their own bank?
Inevitably. People flock to BS at the first real sign of danger.
You can't let the bank fail. We need that BS money to make sure the city doesn't fall.
Well, you should have thought of that before convincing the princess to turn down that delightful Prince Phineas.
Is there anything I can say to change your mind?
There is only one goblin I think of, and I think of him constantly. Welp. Not that it is any of your business in the slightest, but that photo was taken of me and Welp in happier times.
Where is he now?
That rotten court jester slash dungeon keeper had the audacity to offer that useless goblin a job. Now he's gone. Welp, so beautifully useless.
This is the dungeon of Malcolm the Great?
Just read the cards!
Oh, okay. This is the dungeon of Malcolm the Great. May I take a message?
Wait, who is this?
Who is this?
Lil.
Oh, Lil! It's me, Welp!
I thought so. Listen, there's someone here I think would like to speak with you. Go ahead.
Welp, is it really you?
It is, Your Grace.
Welp, I never thought I'd see you again.
Well, we are on the phone.
How are you? Have you been treated poorly?
No one ever treated me as poorly as you, sir.
I miss you, Welp.
I miss you too, sir.
Come, run away with me. We can leave this war behind us and start again with all of my money.
Sir, I never cared a jot for your money. I only wanted to be with you.
Oh, Welp, my heart sings. No matter what happens to me now, I will dedicate my remaining life to you.
What about your remaining money?
I'll donate it to the poor. Just kidding, but I won't take it away with me today.
Good enough. Get in there and reunite with your friend.
Where is he? Where's that meek little slunk of a man?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Did a hopelessly heartbroken fella by the name of Elmer John come by this way? Spouting a crazy notion like running off and joining the army?
As a matter of fact, he did.
Oh, Elmer John, what have you done? Tell me, did you allow that fool to throw his life away over nothing?
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you or not.
I have to know if you sent him off to war, because if you didn't send him, then I'd like you to send me, to get as far away from that fool as possible.
I take it you're Glory Ann.
That's me, Glory Ann.
The same Glory Ann that was caught in the arms of another man?
It's not what it looked like. And if Elmer John had stuck around for more than a second, I could have explained that to him.
And you're sick of these lunk-headed men getting all hot and bothered and making hasty decisions over something that could have been settled by a rational conversation?
Exactly. Even if that fool Elmer John is drafted as well, and he's there waiting for me with his big dumb eyes and his cutie pie dimples, it won't matter. He won't be able to smooth talk his way back into my heart after doing something so stupid like running off and joining the war. At this point, it doesn't matter if you let him in or not. Either way, I've made up my mind.
Come on. You really don't want to know if he was or wasn't drafted? What if he's at home waiting for you with a big ol' apology banner that says, "I'm a fool, take me back"?
He's run out of apology banners this time. Him and his suspicious mind. Not to mention the wartime measures prohibiting the sale of fabric for such frivolities.
Lorianne, I gotta know, did Elmer John really find you in the arms of another man?
That's only what Elmer thought he saw. It all started when that big loud Bosco from 2 houses over came round like he always does to try to court me again. I explained to him that Elmer John had asked for my hand and that I had said yes. And then Bosco explodes and says he's gonna smash Elmer's head like a jug. So I lunged at Bosco to hold him back. The big brute! That's what Elmer saw, and the next thing I know, he's crying about going off to war.
Sounds like before you go and do the same thing, Elmer's gone and done and run off with a hurt heart. Maybe y'all should be slowing your ride and talking it through too. Am I right?
Why are you talking like that?
I thought you wanted to.
I sure don't. Can you just do me a favor and do the opposite of what you did for him, for me?
That's confusing, but okay. Now, I'm not doing this because I drafted Elmer John and I'm trying to keep you apart.
I understand.
And I'm not doing this because I didn't draft him and I want you two to be together.
Understood.
I'm doing this because I don't think you fully thought this through. I'm denying your recruitment into the army.
I guess I was acting a little hot under the collar there for a minute. I should go home and talk things over with Elmer and... Wait. Now will you tell me? What happened to him? Did he get drafted into the war?
Yes, he's on his way to the front. He won't be waiting for you when you get home.
I just hope there's someone big and strong to back him up out there.
Oh, hello, Lil! Isn't it an absolutely beautiful day? Sun shining, birds chirping. Why, a gobbo could almost sing about it.
Nice to see you again.
You too. I'm just coming from a conference of GLA members from different nations looking to help each other out.
The GLA sounds like it's thriving.
It sure is. We made some major inroads with a sympathetic group of Petrardian miners. They've offered to dig tunnels that will bring food to the sprawl without anyone knowing. I hope we can get these plans to Queen Desdemona for her stamp of approval. Then we can get things underway.
You should take these to the Queen.
I'm on my way there now. I can't believe I didn't tell you. Big updates from the GLA. Queen Desdemona and her goblin lover, Chuck, have implemented all these different programs for non-humans. It's a great day to be a goblin. And Gary is learning to become a mage. I think he got a bit carried away playing Magnus the Magnificent.
I knew Desi would get it done.
Does he?
Desi. Queen Desdemona? I'm trying to make it a thing. Try to keep up.
Tunnel plans to increase our dwindling food supplies. Let him in post haste. Let him in. The city's best and brightest will go over the map and construction will begin in no time. We have food! We have food! Well done, child.
Lil, it is always a pleasure.
Julian, I hope you have a fantastic day.
Do you really mean that?
I sincerely do. Keep up the great work, friend.
Thanks, Lil. You're one of the good ones.
Hey, Lil. Listen, I wanted to say I know things must be tough for you with Hamish out on the front lines and...
And what? The fact that I have to work a full-time job at age 12?
Yeah, that's gotta be tough.
And the fact that I live alone on top of a dive bar?
Well, you meet some interesting people.
And the fact that my dead mom's still dead?
Oof, yeah, that's pretty rough. Well, if you ever need someone to talk to, you know where to find me.
I'm actually not sure I do know where to find you.
Oh, well, normally it would be at the barracks, but for the foreseeable future, I'll be running security for Her Majesty Queen Desdemona. After you finished your shift, Her Majesty and the Royal Consort have asked to see you.
Why does Her Majesty want to see me?
She's meeting with some high-ranking member of the Mages Guild to discuss battle strategy. To be honest, the guild hasn't been very supportive of how Her Majesty has handled things. She was looking for a bit of backup and wanted you specifically.
Well, she can count on me. I hope.
I hope so too. The fate of the Sprawl may rest in your hands.
It always does, Cecil. I'll see you after my shift.
Great. Thanks, Lil. And if you write your dad, tell him we all wish him well.
I will. I know he'd love to hear it. See you later, Cecil.
You must help us, child.
We have been left without shelter. It's awful.
Scarborough has fallen.
The Duchy of Scarborough has been under constant siege for the majority of the war.
Those bastards!
Quite. We finally had to flee. We couldn't stand it any longer.
We've been without food for days.
Yes, everyone is rather hungry.
I'm so sorry to hear that you've had to flee your home. I can't imagine how hard that must have been.
Thank you, child. I'm a duchess without a duchy.
We have rather a lot of refugees that need your help and your food desperately.
still miss my beloved Sprankles. Boo-hoo!
I've been doing my best not to fantasize about poisoning my employer lately. Must not confess crimes, must resist child's powerful spray. Gah.
Excuse me, what?
All right, I did it. I lowered the bridge and let those...
Bastards?
Right, those bastards. I let them in. It was me. Oh, you sneak.
You are hereby banished from the court of Scarborough.
Prince Phineas was right. Soon the entire sprawl will fall to the might of the kingdom of Petrard. Oh, go away. Well spotted, Guardian.
Listen, I'm just doing my job.
And that's how you truth spray your way to success.
Excellent line, milady.
But that was... oh, never mind. Even with that settled, I'm still not sure what to do with these people.
I spent a summer growing up in Scarborough. What happened there is a crying shame. While our food supplies remain dangerously low, with the tunnel operation unlocked thanks to you, we should just be able to feed everyone, including these refugees. You may let them in.
Bless you, dear child.
Yes, thanks awfully. As I said, we are incredibly hungry.
There should be enough food for your people. We have a new plan to bring more into the sprawl.
Regardless, you are a hero in the history of Scarborough. If our lands are ever restored to us.
Where do I enlist?
You're there. Here.
Then what are you waiting for? Sign me up already. The name is Bosco. I heard that lily-livered runt Elmer John came by this way, and I want to catch up with him so I can smash his head like a jug.
You're just the kind of guy we're looking for, but I'll need more than just a first name to sign you up.
Houlihan.
Okay, Bosco Houlihan. And last thing, why do you want to smash Elmer's head like a jug?
Because he's a fool.
I trust it's common practice to go around smashing people's heads like jugs where you're from?
Only if they're dumb enough to run away from a quality dame like Glory Ann.
So to be clear, you're mad that he ran away from Glory Ann?
Yes.
Because you wouldn't run away from Glory Ann if she wanted you.
Yes, but she's made it clear that she doesn't.
This little drama is wrapping up quite nicely.
It will once I smash Elmer John's head like a jug.
I don't think a head really smashes like a jug.
How would you know? Did you grow up with hundreds of jugs around the house because your father was a jugsmith?
Jugsmith?
It's a real thing. Why are you stalling? Let me through. I want to go join the army so I can...
Smash Elmer's head like a jug. Yeah, I got it.
No. Well, yes, but I want to join the army so I can find my place, my purpose, Glorianne doesn't want me. I have come to terms with that. Maybe in the army I can find some brotherhood, some kinship with other people who maybe have signed up for the same reasons as me. A broken heart and a desire to break heads like jugs.
How sweet. Oh, and maybe while you're at it, you can make eyes at the enemy and end the war.
You wouldn't want the war to end by any means necessary?
Of course I would. I'm sorry I tried to tease you about it. Listen, Buster, we need you.
My name is Bosco.
I know.
But
Listen, Bosco, we need you.
okay, good. Look out, Elmer John. I'm coming to smash her head like a jug.
Yeah, go get him, if he's there. Honestly, I forget what I did with him.
Which is exactly why we must start using them immediately.
The risk is too great.
We need more time to study the long-term repercussions.
A luxury we can ill afford.
Your Majesty, Lil has arrived.
Thank you, Cecil. Lil, thank goodness you're here. I've got a problem.
You have an opportunity, Your Highness.
You know Tyronius Athanatos, I believe.
I've had the pleasure, I guess.
Yes, I remember this little guardsman.
And Dr. B. Have you met Dr. Beatrix von Matterhorn, Lil?
I have. She works at the hole in the ground by the edge of town.
Yes, I mean, it's an archaeological dig site, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, she's the one who gave me the chronometer 3000 on my first day.
Ah, so she does have access to power crystal technology. I might have known.
Wait, Lil has had access to power crystal technology this whole time? Maybe it's not as dangerous as we imagined. She seems fine.
We don't know that. It's still too early.
How long can we wait? How many brave soldiers of the Sprawl must give their lives before we use the tools we have available?
Let me fill you in on what's going on here. The Mages Guild feels that if they had access to power crystals, they could hold back the enemy and maybe even win the war outright.
Okay, so why don't they go buy some? I know a guy in an alley. You know what? I'm gonna stop there. It's starting to sound weird.
They want all the crystals. Access to every dig site and existing stockpile in order to amplify their power.
The good doctor could simply give us the blueprints. Or better yet, the working model the child has in her possession. This would allow our research to flourish in no time.
Dr. Beatrix feels that there are too many unknown variables to use it safely on a larger scale.
The Mages Guild is and always has been reckless. There's no way I'm handing my research over to you, not until I see the full effects on my human test guinea pig here.
Yeah. Wait, what?
We both knew what this was.
Well, Lil, you've been using power crystals at the guard shed. What do you think? Are they too dangerous?
They are way too dangerous. I use the chronometer 3000 under very specific circumstances. You start manipulating time out there in the everyday world, who knows where it could lead?
Spoken like a scientist. Do you have a master's degree?
How many times do I have to tell you people? I'm 12.
Thank you for your counsel. I always appreciate having multiple opinions when it comes to big decisions. I have made up my mind. Dr. B will continue to oversee Lil's progress with the chronometer 3000, and it will stay out of the hands of the Mages Guild until we can be certain that it is safe to use in this war.
Then at least allow the guild access to the Crystal Reserve for the sake of the Sprawl's future.
For the time being, the reserve shall remain under my control.
For the time being.
My decision is final, Tyronius. You will find that I am not as easily swayed by you as my father was.
Hey, you spoke well today, Lil. One more message for you today. I was instructed to tell you to head over to Malcolm's to meet the advisors. Good luck.
Thanks for your insight, Lil. I'm sorry to keep putting you in this position.
I'm just here to support my lady love. This choice has been eating her up inside. It's an important decision, and I want to do anything I can to help.
I think she made a good choice. With you, I mean.
Why the princess listens to you, I will never understand. It's like you're the only two people in the Dead Mums Club. My mother's terrible. That should count for something. Hopefully your words will not sway Desdemona on future matters.
I'm glad calmer heads prevailed. At least for now.
What I don't understand is why would they have summoned her to a meeting without us there? Where's the fun in that?
Without at least one of us there.
And we all know it should have been me.
You really believe that, don't you?
When it comes down to the serious, important things that affect this kingdom, I think they'd rather take advice from the strategic mind of a ranking military officer. Rather than the 2 cents of a goofy, hopped-up lunatic with questionable taste in fashion. Or a lousy court jester.
Ouch! We were both in the firing line on that one.
Well, all that being said, you still weren't asked to join said quorum, but she was.
And she is here.
What?
She is here. She's here. She's here. Lil is here. I really have to work on my subtlety.
Ah, Lil, you're here. We heard you got summoned to talk to the Queen and her new choice of partner for some kind of special quorum.
How was it? Was it boring? What kind of boring things did they talk about while you were there? Tell us.
Well, you guys are the royal advisors. I think it's probably okay to loop you in.
Go ahead, soldier.
Well, that mage guy Tyronius was there trying to convince the queen to use my chronometer 3000 to help win the war.
Wait, your what?
My chronometer 3000. This thing. I was given it ages ago to rewind time at the guard shed and make sure only the right people got into the sprawl.
I knew something didn't add up. This is interesting intelligence, Lil.
Anyways, Dr. B was there.
Snore!
Dr. B was there, and she thought it was too dangerous to use, and I said it was a bad idea. And then the Queen said she'd think about it. That's it.
Thank you for that briefing, soldier. This could impact our military strategy immensely.
Not to mention the implications for my spies.
And I'm Malcolm.
Can I go now?
You're dismissed.
Welcome to Garby's Emporium of Wonder. Lil, about time you showed up. I've had every mage in town come by the shop today trying to buy up all the power crystals.
Really? You mean you don't have any left?
I wouldn't have if I didn't hide a few away for my best customer.
I'm your only customer.
You were my only customer, but now that I cornered the mage market, I don't know if I'll be able to keep these crystals in stock. Well, the good ones anyway. The mages didn't seem to have too much interest in the cheapo ones.
Lil, how goes the Battle of the Southern Gate?
Same old. How are things around here holding up?
Great. Business is better than ever. Something about war and the idea of impending doom really gets people out to the bar.
That's good?
You bet it is. If this keeps up, we'll finally be able to get this place up to code.
Then we can get rid of the rats.
We don't have rats. I mean, we do, but technically they have us.
Turns out they own the building and we just rent from them.
But if we make enough money, we can buy out from under them. As far as landlords go, they aren't the worst.
I could do without all the hissing.
Hey, that reminds me. Lil, you got a letter in the mail.
How did that Never mind. A letter? From who?
From Hamish.
A letter from Dad? Gimme.
Hey, Sweet Pea. How's everything back home? I'm doing okay here. I've gotten to know a lot of the guys. Then when they don't come back from battle, I get the chance to get to know a few more. I miss you. I know you might be scared right now, but don't be. It'll take tougher stuff than this little war to do in your old dad. Please let me know that you're all right. Or even if you're not. I need to hear how you're doing. I love you, Lil. Dad.
Love you too, Dad. But what should I write back to him? If I tell him things are tough here, he might worry and get distracted in battle. But if I tell him I'm doing well, he might feel like I don't need him and then get distracted in battle. He's easily distracted. Oh boy, neither answer seems right.
Are you talking to me?
No. There, that should do it. Hey Arda, mind making sure this gets to where it needs to go?
Sure thing, Lil.
I don't really have anywhere to be.
Well, if it isn't my old pal Lil.
Oh, so now you remember me.
Always did, kiddo. Just had to play it cool while at my legitimate place of business. My former legitimate place of business, that is.
Oh no, what happened?
Tough to say, kid. Could have been any number of things. Change in management, downsizing on account of the war.
It was probably the illegal gambling operation you were running out of the concession stand.
Tough to say, kid. Regardless, I'm here on official bookie business. I've come to collect a debt from Hamish.
Sounds about right. How much does he owe you?
30 gold, and I've got the marker to prove it.
Hey, I earned that.
And so did I. Pleasure doing business with you, kiddo. But hey, I'm not all bad. I hate to take a young kid's pocket money so heartlessly.
Doesn't seem that way.
Hate to take it without giving them a chance to win it back, that is.
Fredo, no gambling.
No gambling.
No gambling, Fredo.
No gambling, just talking. Listen, the Sprawl Brawlers are playing out of town today, and they got the game on that there TV. Tell you what I'll do. You pick who wins, and I'll give you your 30 gold back. If you don't, I keep it. How does that sound to you?
That sounds like gambling.
No gambling.
I ain't hearing a no here. Which team do you want to hear about? Now, this team is really something. The owner fired all the players and hired his extended family to play for the team. I'm talking cousins in the outfield, aunties on the pitch, and even his great-great-uncle is playing the fourth stop swing. Never seen a team bicker so much, but when someone insults their mother, they're on. You betting on them? All right, kid, your bet is in. Good luck.
I bet Brawlers fans are sure wishing their star players weren't cannon fodder for an enemy army right about now. Great Uncle Zach, the Falcon's elderly but unstoppable full-stop swing, was just lifted up by his formidable nephews Kron and Lorik, breezing past the Brawlers' warded circle. Despite a nice attempt to unseat the Wiggly Pig, Sprawl's third whacker, Korab, ended up with a face full of mud. Truly grim stuff for the Brawlers. We're down to the final seconds here, folks. The Falcon's first flanksman, Fiona, has taken out her slingshot. She's pulling it back, and she's beamed the glistening gargoyle, and the Fosca Falcons win! Congratulations to the Fosca family on another bloody successful family reunion.
Lucky guess, kid. See you around.
Shh, Lil, I'm being discreet. Isla bet me 5 gold that I couldn't steal a bottle of fizzy when Arda's distracted.
How are you planning to do that?
I figure if I wait long enough, one of the rats will bite her and she'll freak out and maybe run around a bit.
Solid plan. I think I've done everything I need to do, but are you sure you're ready to hit the hay?
leading to the highest levels of brutality ever recorded, with the pointless bloodshed sure to scar the psyche of all those involved for years to come. Haunting words from one of the survivors of last night's charity bake sale at the Garden District's Haven for the Elderly. And now, news from the war. The battle for the Western Food Reserve Grotto was successful. That is the only detail I have to report. And now, more exclusive audio from what has been dubbed the Goodies for Geezers Bake Sale Massacre.
That's my banana bread. What was that? Speak up. I wish my grandson was here.
Hey, a letter arrived from Dad.
Dear Lil, thanks for writing back. Your letter really made my day. Hearing you and everyone back home are doing so well made me sleep easy. So easy, in fact, that I missed the morning bugle and was late for roll call. Boy, was I in trouble. And because I wasn't there, I got stuck with mechanic duty for the next big battle. They say this time it'll be fought in the air, and it's my job to help repair the planes. Don't tell anyone, but I really don't know what I'm doing. But your grandfather on your mother's side was a master mechanic, and I'll always remember the words he said to me on my wedding day. If your wife doesn't find you handsome, she better find you handy. So I guess if I investigate each aircraft that comes my way, I'm sure I'll find something to fix, and then help win the battle. Thanks, Granddad. That goes for you too. If you draft any would-be airmen, make sure there isn't anything on their end that needs fixing first. Anyways, I better go. Draw me a line again, will ya? But this time, maybe don't write such good news. If I get in trouble one more time, who knows what'll happen? Sincerely, Dad.
I'm so glad he's okay. I'll write him another letter tonight.
Oh, unhand me, you fools! I must be granted entry immediately! Hear ye, hear ye! I have come to relay the terms of the immediate and unconditional surrender of the sprawl to the Kingdom of Petrod, as dictated by His Royal Highness Prince Phineas Pomp, heir to the throne of Petrod. Prince Phineas, son of King Phineas and Queen Buttermilk, who was daughter of King Fangil, son of Queen Amelia, daughter of King Rupert, son of Queen Talia, daughter of King Salvatore, son of Queen Fetibel,
Yes, I know who he is. Remember? I told the princess not to marry him, and I'm feeling better about that choice by the second.
Let me in, peasant! Princess Desdemona!
Peasant? Wow, I didn't realize you were royalty.
Well, I'm not.
So that means you are also a peasant, right? And it's Queen Desdemona now, so put some respect on her name.
Very well. Let me in, person of equal social standing. Queen Desdemona will want to hear what I have to say.
Apart from the mistake of calling her princess, this guy sounds like he may have some important information.
I don't think you were talking to me, but you're right, I do. I don't mind wasting time here with you, to be honest. Things back in Petrad are, in a word, bleak.
Bleak, you say?
Yes, quite bleak indeed. Supplies are in short, supply, and morale is at an all-time low. This war has taken a toll on the spirit of all Petradians. That is why I really think it best that I speak with Her Majesty in private.
Even if I'm not a big fan of Prince Phineas, it sounds like a lot of innocent people are suffering because of this war.
Indeed, they are. All right, child, I will tell you the truth. It is my intention to divulge the top-secret battle plans I have been made privy to the Queen in exchange for food for my people. We are starving, and if the Sprawl can help us, I will be sure to help you end this conflict to the best of my abilities.
Whoa, sounds like somebody is defecting.
Would you keep your voice down, for the love of... Yes, I am defecting. Our people are starving to death, all because Prince Phineas got cock-blocked. It's madness, and it must stop at once. Please let me in. Thank you. Hopefully this exchange of food for information will help put an end to this bloody war.
Ahoy, child manning the gate.
Ahoy! Adult in a basket?
Ha ha! I like your spirit. I am here to enlist in Her Majesty's Air Force.
Let me consult the tarot deck for you. I've pulled the Sun card. Just like the tail of Icarus, this clown may fly too close to it and burn up. But don't forget the lesser-known tale of Icarus's brother Freddy, who flew an appropriate distance from the sun using a basket, a sheet, and a blowtorch. Now this guy's stinky lighter won't do the trick, so if you have a blowtorch handy, give it to him and draft him.
This is my heat source. Fire. You see, when I fill the balloon with hot air, it goes up. Boom! Science!
You can't just say, boom, science, and expect it to work. Do you actually think that tiny lighter is going to be strong enough to inflate a balloon that big?
Yes. Why? Do you have something more suitable?
Here, take this. I swiped it from a doe-eyed singing psychopath.
Huzzah! Thank you, child. With this, I could sail the world in perhaps even 76 days, give or take. Tally-ho! Now I'll show those smug bastards at the Royal Academy Club who doubted me. With this powerful new heat source, I shall sail high into the sky and into destiny itself. Bon voyage!
Enjoy the battle. Hey, I remember you.
Really? Most people don't. Regardless, I am here today on behalf of Catering Corp regarding our services and food management. We are prepared to oversee the appropriate distribution of the Sprawl's food rations up until the time when this war is resolved in favor of either side.
Very heroic of you to volunteer aid.
The proposed services rendered come with a detailed budget and a projected ROI.
Less heroic.
Let's consult the old tarot cards. Looks like we pulled the guy being hung upside down from a tree card. But he's covered in barbecue sauce, and there are a bunch of penguins around him. Sounds like your guy and his group of flightless aquatic birds are hiding something pretty twisted. Something tells me don't let him in.
Can I look over those plans of yours?
Must you?
I must.
And legally must I comply?
Indeed. Collected and repurposed into Soylent Beige nutrient bars? Oh my god! I've got to tell everybody! Soylent Beige is people!
Not just people, it could be goblins or ogres as well. It has come to our attention that the food rations are being severely mismanaged. If this trend is allowed to continue, the Sprawl will be completely out of food in a week.
Are you sure your numbers are correct?
Of course our numbers are correct. All we do is numbers. We eat, sleep, and breathe numbers.
Honestly, lately, I've never eaten so well in my life.
That's exactly what the problem is. Children should not be eating well, or at all if we can help it.
So I definitely have to send you to jail, knowing what I now know.
No, you don't. Listen, when Soylent Beige hits the streets, it's going to be in short supply, initiating riots. We can make sure you and your family are well stocked for the future.
No, I don't want to eat nutrient bars made out of people.
Again, not exclusively people. We're open to all creatures.
Just no!
What's the holdup? I figured most of you Guardian Defender types would be out fighting on the front lines. Let's move it along. I got a Goblin Ball match to set up.
And you are?
Albert St. Lush, manager of the Sprawl Brawlers.
I didn't think any more home games were being played this season. You know, because of the siege of the Sprawl, the threat of invasion, and the ongoing war that could destroy us all.
Yeah. Let me in and I'll make sure we get one last game.
Boy, mister, I'm sure glad that you've got your priorities straight.
She's talking sense all of a sudden.
I was being very sarcastic. I can't believe you didn't pick up on that. Okay, I've gotta know. How are you gonna field a team for a Goblin Ball match?
Most of the choice players from the Sprawl Brawlers are out fighting on the front, protecting the innocent, blah, blah, blah. My plan is grab the best looking prospects from whoever we've got defending the walls, load them up with, confidence, and put the team together. Easy peasy.
You think that the best of the rest from the Sprawl could really go toe-to-toe with a proper Goblin Ball team?
Absolutely. And just between you and me, I think there's a chance we may have the better team. Wink.
You didn't actually wink, you know. You just yelled the word wink.
Or did I? Wink.
Yeah, you did. Twice.
Okay, I'll give you the inside dope. It's funny in a second. Check these out. So long as the players don't ask any questions about what they're getting, it's totally legit. The secret ingredient is pure basilisk venom. What? You think those on the Milton Marauders ain't doping? You're crazy. Well, there ain't no way I'm gonna win with these bombs now. Look, can I level with you? I know this will weaken our defenses, but the Sprawl really needs this right now. I really need this right now. And you could probably use this envelope full of gold I've conveniently left for you right there out in the open. You never did like Goblin Ball, did you?
Honestly, not really. But my dad sure does.
Well, he's probably very disappointed in you right now. Good day.
Echo!
Echo!
Oh my god, what a lame joke.
What is?
That your name is Echo and...
Echo!
I hate myself.
Looks like the kid who calls me occasionally for advice needs some more advice. Tarot cards, don't fail me now. Wait, what's happening? I don't feel right. Everything's shaking. Oh no, is this the curse that old nomad woman warned me about? I use the cards too much, I turn into a... Oh God, Lil, the next time you see me, whatever you do, don't feed me small torn pieces of bread. I can't digest them and they'll bloat me, Lil. Oh, Mama!
What do you want, Echo? And don't you dare say Echo again.
All right, little sister. Chill out. You clearly don't have any of my peace blossom left.
What are you doing here?
The Mages Guild are all gathering in the sprawl to discuss our place in the war efforts. Been a long time since we've all been summoned together like this.
When was the last time the Mages Guild met together like this?
The last time was the only time. It was the founding of the Mages Guild itself. Before that, we were divided into factions, gathering with other mages who shared our sense and sensibilities.
Jane Goblin Austen. Yeah, I'm a reader.
The reason I founded the Mages Guild was so that we wouldn't have to all gather together this way. It was a set of guiding principles that all mages would adhere to, so if you knew a mage, you knew what to expect. Kept people from fearing us. Now it looks like some mages want people to fear us. It won't end well.
That sounds to me like a good thing. A set of governing rules to make sure people feel safe? Am I wrong?
I don't think you are, but darker forces in the guild sure do. They think the rules are too strict. They want to use magic to control people, and eventually, the whole kingdom. If we don't stop them, there could be a rift in the guild itself with mages on both sides. It's getting pretty hairy. Thanks, Lil. I better get to the Mages Guild. But first, I may stop by the Twisted Sister and grab some grub. Man, have I got a case of the munchies. Rock on, little buddy!
Whoa! Stand down, Peaches. It's all right. I'm here for the draft. Well, me and Peaches.
You can communicate with
Peaches. Uh-huh. She's really good at taking direction. Sometimes. I'm still getting the hang of it.
Your dragon's name is Peaches?
I didn't name her. She chose it.
Hey, Peaches! Your name sucks! I regret nothing!
Whoa!
You can communicate...
Peaches. Uh-huh.
That is so awesome!
Yeah, you get used to it. It comes with the territory when you're a dragon rider.
Oh my god! Can I be you?
My dad says that it's unlikely that we'll be called into the fighting today, as the enemy forces aren't really known for their air support. But I'm still really scared. I ride Peaches for fun. I'm no combat specialist. But I am here, ready to be counted if the Sprawl needs me. Or, more accurately, if the Sprawl needs Peaches.
You are so incredibly brave.
Oh gosh, thanks. I hope Peaches is ready for anything that comes our way. I know I'm nowhere near as good a rider as my dad, and I feel like I'm missing something. Oh well, I'm here and ready to go. Me and Peaches are best friends. My favorite thing to do is pick flowers in our secret meadow while she frolics in her waterfall like a big, fire-breathing dog. But I know she's 2,300 pounds of flying death when she gets worked up, and I'm worried we haven't been training enough and that my dinky little tin whistle won't cut through the chaos of battle. I wish I had something with a bit more kick.
Maybe I've got something that packs a bit more punch than your whistle.
Some of the older dragon riders use whips. It doesn't hurt them, but it sure gets their attention.
I've got one of those. Look, this whip is only occasionally useful to me. Take it. I have a feeling Peaches will respond to it.
Wow, thanks! I feel much better with this.
All right, kid. I think you'll be a welcome addition to the Sprawl's forces.
Really?
Absolutely. It's something about your character, your moxie, your... giant intimidating dragon.
And with this handy new whip you've given me, I'll be sure to send those bad guys running.
Save the whip for the dragon, kid. Have fun in the war.
Attention! Second Lieutenant Wilbur Caboose Orville, reporting for duty.
Are you talking to me?
Ma'am, yes ma'am. I have come from the training grounds at the GLA with the finest triplane that Goblin Engineering has to offer, and I am reporting for duty to join Her Majesty's Royal Air Force.
Is that your plane?
Yes, ma'am, indeed it is. A Sop with Gobbo of primo make and model. As I said, the finest that Goblin Engineering has to offer. Would you like to know her name?
Sure. What's her name?
I call her the Green Baron.
Huh. I don't know much about planes, but I know what I like, and I like it.
Ha ha, bully. Ah yes, that is the finishing touch. Julian down at the GLA equipped the plane with it this morning. I don't think he was an engineer, just an enthusiastic volunteer. She's a large bomb we call the Inside the Park Home Run.
It looks really heavy. How does the plane fly with that?
Well, I haven't tried flying with it yet, just taxiing along the runway at a sensible speed. But there's plenty of space for it to roll around back there, with all those loose tanks of fuel and barrels of gunpowder.
Well, there's no way I'm letting you in with this. I wouldn't want you to roller through the streets with this inside the park home run in case you end up inside the park and kablooey.
I've been flying the Green Baron for years now, earned my wings under King Oswin himself. That was back when you didn't see a whole lot of goblins in the air. I spent a ton on human-colored makeup. She's a good plane and true. It's what's inside that counts. Wink.
You've got a lot of confidence in your abilities. I like that in a pilot.
Not just a pilot, don't you know? Second Lieutenant. King Oswin promoted me himself just a few months before his untimely, mysterious passing.
All right, Second Lieutenant, head in and report for duty.
But the bomb! How can I help win the war without my bomb?
Trust me, I think it would have done more harm than good.
That was the point!
Just keep your eyes on the skies, flyboy. Go for Lil.
Lil, Chuck here. I need you to get your butt down to the Goblin Liberation Army headquarters as soon as you can.
What's up, Chuck?
My wife, the princess, queen, still not used to that. She has me deploying various non-human agents, groups, and creatures to help with the war effort, and we've discovered a mole. Like a mole, not like a mole person. Well, I guess it could be a mole person. We're really not sure at this point. Can you come down to the GLA headquarters and help me sort this out?
I'll be there as soon as I'm done my shift.
Thanks, Lil. I'm sure you can help us identify the traitor in our midst.
Yep, sounds like something I'd be expected to do.
Lil, thanks for coming. Are you ready to help us whack-a-mole?
What's the scoop so far?
Yesterday, we captured an enemy spy who confessed that they were meeting with their informant, who is part of the GLA. But before we could get a name out of them, the spy chomped down on a poison tooth. We've gathered 6 suspects. One of them is definitely the traitor, but so far they're all sticking to their stories.
Couldn't you just get a mage to put a spell on them? Or better yet, I could go get some truth spray from the shed and be done with this in a flash.
Good thinking, but the guilty party could have built up a tolerance to truth sprays, or be in league with a corrupted wizard from the guild. Your deduction skills are the only method we can truly trust. Think you can help us out?
Well, I have done this once before, but it was a low-stakes situation with my little friends. I guess I'll see what I can figure out.
You can interact with each of them twice. They'll just repeat their stories after that. See if you can detect any inconsistencies about their whereabouts last night, and catch them at a lie.
I know where I was last night. I was at the big game happening downtown, but I'm more concerned about the big guy to my right. Have you ever met a troll you liked or even trusted? Something seems fishy about his story, if you ask me.
Last night, I was here with Chuck organizing flyers for the war rally. You can ask him yourself, but if you're looking for a mole, look to my left. They're literally a mole. What more could you ask for?
Listen, I know everyone's gonna think it was me because I'm a literal mole. But last night I was at a bar in Little Ogre Town watching the Goblin Ball game, I swear. I never miss a game, even when they're out of town like they were last night.
I was at a friend's house. A friend who was out of town. I was at their house while they were out of town. They asked me to water their plants while they were out of town. It's the truth.
I was quietly meditating in my chambers last eve. The degrading acts of skulking and shadows you're picturing are obviously more in line with a creature half the honor of an elf. Someone like a halfling, perhaps?
Last night I was attending my sister-in-law's cousin's nephew's birthday party. It was quiet down by the Goblin Bowl arena, with it being an away game and all, so I didn't see anyone on my way home. I don't know why anyone would suspect me. I have a leftover apple tart in my freezer to prove it.
Chuck will vouch for me. I was here. I've got Brawler Seasons tickets, so some nights I'm at the arena, but last night they were playing out of town. As to who the traitor is, I don't know what else to tell you. Don't overthink it. They're a freaking mole person. You're looking for a mole! Come on!
I honestly have no idea who the traitor is, but all I know is that it's not me. Ask anyone who works at the bar in Little Ogre Town. They'll remember me. I'm a really bad tipper.
All right, fine, you caught me. I didn't go to a friend's house to water their plants. I was out on a date with a human I met last week. Guess I still feel weird talking about it, but the date went great.
I told you, I was at the Goblin Ball Arena last night. I live around the corner from the stadium, so after the match I went straight home, no funny business. I'd ask that elf. Hard to trust those uptight, pointy-eared snobs.
They're half the size, therefore they're half as trustworthy. Stop wasting everyone's time, and accuse that suspicious-looking halfling already.
Fine, I'll confess. I don't actually have any leftover apple tart in my freezer because I ate it on the way home. My sister-in-law's cousin's nephew's mother is a professional cook and I couldn't resist. You should lock her up for the crime of making irresistible desserts.
So, Lil, who is it? Who is the traitor?
I think it was... the Cyclops.
What? Why me?
Because you claimed you went to the Goblin Ball match last night, but the Brawlers played an away game. You're clearly lying.
Very clever, little girl, but it's no matter. You and your kingdom will burn, and out of the ashes a new glorious nation shall be born.
Take them away, Carl.
Good work, Lil. We couldn't have done it without you. We'll make sure they're properly punished for their crimes.
Oh,
Just one more thing before I go.
Yes?
I got nothing. I just always wanted to say that.
Lil, how are you holding up?
Not too many game overs today, Garbs.
I'm not really sure what that means, but maybe I've got something for it.
Oh, hi, Lil. Back home after a long day's work?
You know it.
What a laugh. You, a working stiff.
It's a riot. Hey, Arda, you got a pen and paper? I want to send my dad another letter.
Oh, sure. Here you go.
This time, I really want to cheer Dad up. What kind of joke should I tell him? That should put a smile on his face. Thanks, Arda. Can you send it for me?
My pleasure. I know how much your dad loves to hear from you.
The Mages Guild is gathering in the sprawl to discuss our place in the war efforts. Been a long time since we've all been summoned together like this.
When was that?
The last time was the only time.
Jane Goblin Austin.
The reason I founded the Mages Guild was so that we wouldn't have to all gather together this way. It was
Thanks for the chat.
anytime, little buddy.
Oh, this is so weird, being out with you. Anybody could see.
Aw, honey. It's what's on the inside that matters. I'm not embarrassed to be seen with you.
Embarrassed to be seen with me? I'm worried someone's going to see me with a human and tell my mother.
Oh, brother.
Him too.
I don't really have anywhere to... I think I've done everything I need to do, but are you sure you're ready to hit the hay?
Happy St. Swithin's Day to all our listeners. We're here live down at the parade where St. Swithin himself is set to make an appearance any minute now.
Oh, I think I see him. Yes, there he is, riding merrily atop his rain cloud, throwing many barometers to the happy dancing children below.
Just a reminder, because of the parade's extensive and convoluted route, many stores and services will be closed today.
We'll now take the traditional 267 minutes of bagpipes in honor of St. Swithin's Day.
Huh. I guess there's no letter from Dad today because of the holiday. I hope he's doing okay.
Come on, give it back already. Stop saying that.
All right, break it up, you two.
Lil, what are you doing here?
I live here. What are you doing here?
I work here. I got a job getting rid of the rats.
There's a lot of rats in here, Lamont.
I'm not very good at it. These rats are pretty smart. This one stole a crystal that I found. No, I found it. Ugh. Lil, can you talk to him or something?
Listen, my friend here is not the sharpest tool in the shed.
We're not in a shed.
Point proven. Can you, being the more intelligent creature, just give in and let him have his crystal?
Hey, he gave it back. Thanks, Lil. Now, shoo, get out of here.
Okay, geez. I have to go to work anyways.
No, not you. The rat. Can you tell Isla and Simon that I won't be able to meet up with them? I have to clear all these rats before this place opens tonight. You might as well take this crystal. I was supposed to meet her at Councilwoman Asher's office. I was supposed to meet him down by the docks. I don't need luck. I need a foolproof way to get rid of these rats.
People are sleeping upstairs.
Squeak!
Wait, did you just say the word squeak?
Lil, it's good that you're here. Wait, tell me, are we having this conversation for the first time? Second? Are we stuck in a loop?
We are not stuck in a time loop. I don't mess with the chronometer after hours. I'm frightened enough of being sent back in time or forward in space or whatever, using it at the guard shed.
I'm glad to hear it. The readings I've been receiving from the device have been outside of my comfort zone. Not to mention the fact that those mages seem hell-bent on manufacturing another one.
What is with those mages? It seems like for every lovable stoner like Echo, there's 3 spooks like Tyronius these days.
That's an extremely perceptive observation. You're working the night shift again tonight, correct? I'd like to requisition an upgrade for one of your tools. Which one would you like me to upgrade? It is done.
Gee, thanks. That's awesome.
I just hope it's not too little too late considering what we're up against.
What does that mean?
Just stay focused on the task at hand. That's all any of us can do.
That's still pretty vague.
I'm just trying to get us through this in one piece.
Fine, don't tell me.
Goodbye, Lil.
Goodbye, Dr. B.